Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Thomas, and this is my very first episode of Finding Danio, the Webcast series. Um, True to form, I had some difficulties getting this thing started, so I'm a little bit late. But that's okay. This is why I'm doing this, because I really, really want to learn. I want to be able to do this for you. But then a mic check. I'm on right now. If I'm sounding okay, please let me know. If it's too loud or too soft, please give me some feedback. Let me know what's going on. But otherwise, I'm just gonna try to get right on it. So my goal for this Finding Daniel webcast is really is to be able to have a platform for me to share the knowledge that I've accumulated over the last, I'd say mostly in the last like 15 years, and I'll go into that in more detail. But um, this has been sort of years in the making. Uh, I've had this idea for a long time, and it's evolved into a lot of different ways. But I'm excited to finally like jump in the deep end and get this finally done, and this is a perfect time for me to do it. Um, my goal is to be able to just sit here and chat with you guys and be able to share and enjoy and laugh and connect and bring together the community and have this as a life project. Um, but geez, this is exactly why I'm doing this because I want. Here's the truth. A couple nights ago, I couldn't sleep and I just woke up thinking like, man, I just like been reflecting over the last week about what's been happening and just all the time that we've had and reminding myself why I've been doing what I've been doing. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but it reminded me that this is something that I've really, really been meaning to do. Excuse me, I'm super nervous right now. So I'm going to have my almond milk and Bailey's. Take a sip. Take a deep breath. To be totally truthful, this is like super nerve wracking, but it's something that I really felt like I needed to do and get started. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Thomas Avendano. Finding Daniel is a project that I started in extension of Daniel Management, which is hold on a second here. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Veda. Hi, Steph. I'm gonna get through this. I seriously am. It's great. I can go back and maybe possibly edit it and put it up. But no, this is fucking live. Anyway, I've been going through my head all the things that I wanted to talk about, and honestly, all the feelings that I'm having right now is probably the reason why I'm doing this. um, it's to get out of my comfort zone, to finally do something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Um, to give you a background, when about 15 years ago, I was living a life in Vancouver and worked for something that I just was not really that passionate about for like 15, 17 years. And I put myself through a bit of a hell and moved to Kelowna and pressed restart. I was going through a lot of difficulties about physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, and I had the opportunity to move to Kelowna, and press restart and really rediscover myself. And really, like, that's kind of when I guess the process of finding Danio, finding myself was. Danio Management is a company that I've had since I was 19, 20. Straight off college, I started my own, like I basically was self-employed and worked for the same people for about 15, 17 years. Kind of went through the process in Vancouver and really just didn't realize how unhappy the kind of stuff that I was doing was for myself, and didn't really figure out what I really want in life. Thus, put me in a position 15 years ago in a shitty state. But moving to Kelowna, I found myself like, I guess that would have been my rock bottom, and it gave me an opportunity to like rediscover myself, figure out what I wanted to do in life. I continued to work what I was doing, which was mainly management consulting, accounting, administrative for a bunch of series of companies, and mainly group insurance, benefits, and life insurance stuff. So totally not in the music and arts and entertainment industry that I am now. Um, but back then, uh, that was my life. And when I moved to Kelowna, I started basically meeting a bunch of artists and people that was like doing what they love to do, and I was super inspired by that. And during that whole process, even I was doing everything I could to try to find myself, because I felt all those years and some decisions I made me basically lose myself. And I found myself like in Kelowna and just thinking like, how do I make my life better? So I did a shitload of reading. I went out and met lots of friends. I surrounded myself with positive people, and I was a sponge and just observed and connected with good people, and really just was trying to be super honest to myself. And during that whole time, like during the first like 4 or 5 years I was here, I realized like I had an epiphany at one point when I was like going through my process of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I realized that, hey man, like all these, like there's a few, like there's a lot of people, a lot of artists, a lot of friends that I knew that really love what they wanted to do. And um, it dawned on me that it might have been an opportunity for me to use my business experience and start my own artist management company, and hopefully help people do what they love to do, and actually just um, skip all that, like skip all that time, like for like 15, 17 years. I don't regret what I did, and that gives me a unique experience of like feeling what that feels like to not have to do that. But I'm super motivated to try and help, to like just try and help people just do what they love to do to begin with, and just start off with that. um, you can't tell, but I'm fucking shaking. I'm allowed to swear because it's like, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Anyway, um, but anyway, I think like I'm just all over the place when I tell that story, but I think it's really important for me to say that, because been a process to try to get from there to building Danio Management, which is at that stage in the beginning, was basically is an artist management company uh, that I founded and built and worked with some of my very closest friends to try to um, help them succeed both personally and business wise, using my own business and business experience and management experience, and going through the life experience that I have had to help them achieve personal and business success. Now, that is just like a lifelong process of trying to be able to do that. And I guess at the time, I was super motivated because to be able to do that, because I'm it gave me an opportunity to also like learn, like do it and keep learning along the way. And I'm still learning. But like for Daniel management to be able to do that with my friends, I wanted to extend it to as many people as I could, because I knew along the way, and I have been learning and a lot of things from just like um, experiences with friends and reading a ton of books and just experience in work and working with really good people and inspired by a bunch of friends and really good people. I felt like I wanted to be able to. I am in a unique position to be surrounded by all these people, and I wanted to be able to somehow express myself, express my experiences, and be able to do that, and also connect people and try to help people really build better lives. It sounds super cheesy, but I've been in like really shitty situations and really unhappy, but I'm generally and inherently been a pretty happy person, but I feel like it's a practice to try to maintain that happiness, to try to like figure out why, like how to do that, you know. um People ask me like, oh, why are you smiling, why are you happy all the time? It's like, it's just because I work at it. I work at it, and I ask myself, how do I do these things? And I think in large portion, um, the the bulk of the finding Daniel is gonna be me talking about how I can do that for you guys. I'm totally going off script of what I wanted to do here, but generally it is just that I just want to be able to be able during this whole process. Like, this is the first episode. I really want to do a whole bunch more, and it's probably going to take me a bunch of time to try to really organize all the thoughts and ideas that I've had over the years to try to get these to you, to my friends and community. I've been fortunate enough to also have like a lot of really good friends and close friends that I've hopefully been able to help through certain things, and but I want to be able to also do it more in the masses, and being able to do it more to the extended community. And this web series, or this all this webcast, is just going to be full of those ideas if I can put them in the right orders. I want to talk to um, uh, like people that I'm connected and close with, if they'll talk to me, to be able to share their everyday life and experiences, and just be real. Because I think as a community, we it's great to have one-on-ones, small groups and stuff, but it's also, I think, like there's a lot of really like inspirational people that probably haven't really had like a platform to really talk about the things that they've done, some things that they would want to share to more people. Um, there's just so much craziness in the world right now. I wanted this to be a platform to be a lot more positive. It's not doesn't mean we're not going to get real and talk about shitty, challenging times and stuff, but I think that's what this is about. I want us to have the ability um, to have the skills to be anti-fragile, to just figure out how we can deal with life better, and um, and achieve the things that we want to do, like be happy. And like it's I'm like, as I hear myself, I sound super cheesy, but this is really all I want to do for you guys. I just want to um, be able to just put these skills or in front of you. And it's not going to be for everybody, because not everybody's going to be ready to hear some things, and they're distracted with life and all these things going on and stuff. But for those who are not entirely into it, all I ask is that they figure out how to open their hearts and minds to be able to listen to positive things, to things that can potentially um, change their lives. And I want to share like my teachers and all the things that I've learned, like where you can go. Um, Basically, like I am just gonna big ups all the people that I feel like are super inspirational and that has helped me be the person that I've been wanting to be. And yeah, I think there's like I'm excited to do that. Um, and this is gonna be such a learning process. So I'm grateful ahead of time for people that are they're gonna bear with me for me making a bunch of mistakes and then totally super open to getting some feedback and let me know how I can do some things better because this is why I'm doing this. I want to learn how to do all these things, and I am a student for life, and I want to be able to um, just keep getting better, and and again that's a commonality with this whole webcast of Finding Danio is finding ways to learn and educate yourself and um, overcoming like situations like fear and being able to actually like live life to try to live life to its fullest because we're all faced with like super scary situations, things that we've been wanting to do all our lives, or just like even the little things. And man, it's fucking scary, and it's nerve wracking. But when you do it, you just feel so much better and so fulfilled in life, and just do it. I'm doing this for me and for you, but mostly like yeah, mostly for me because I feel like um, uh, years ago when I did start Daniel and thought about like decided to do the Finding Daniel stuff a couple years after. Um, uh, I've had this idea of like trying to be able to do this like through web blogs, through Instagram, through Facebook, and all those that whole all the times that I've tried, every time I've totally flailed, and it's like you want to do it, but you just like there's definitely been times when I really really want to do it, but like in all honesty, like I have like a lot of responsibilities and priorities, and I definitely have prioritized like the things that I needed to do, and I'm so pumped that I'm able to actually just do this right now. And in this circumstance that we have right now, I have a little bit more time, but I want to be super held accountable to try to keep doing this because I think if you guys are willing to listen and learn, I'm willing to do it, but I'm also really, really willing to do it because even if if one of you or one of our Daniel artist crews like gets something out of this all I want. Like that's then I'm happy because this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to do right from the beginning to be able to share it with my artists and my friends, and that I have just completely like just not been able to do because of yeah being kind of a perfectionist in me, but like so I've just kind of been holding back and almost like I'm keeping all these things to myself, almost selfishly, but not really. But you know what I mean? It's still like I want to do it. It's just like it needs to be out there. And yeah, so like I might just try to do this every day and see if it works. Um, and just and it's really super fun because even though it's super scary, it's giving me an opportunity to try to learn about all this stuff and and just all the ideas that are coming in my head that I've been wanting to do is just finally coming to fruition and getting out there, and it's fun. Like if when I have time to kind of just do this kind of stuff, it like the life artist and the artist in me, the creative part is like has been sort of just been not sleeping, but it's just there. It's just like hasn't I haven't been able to like use that part of me as much as I've wanted to, and this gives me a creative outlet to do that. And what time we got here? About 20 minutes in. Um, who's is anybody there even? I don't even know. Okay. Ah, oh, hey Evan. I watched your YouTube tutorial, by the way. Oh, hey Nash. Ah, you guys are watching. Anyway, um, I guess that's the first 20 minutes of me just babbling on about all that stuff. But no, I think hopefully that just comes out like as truthful as it can be. That I am excited to be here to just really share and want to help build our and support our community to live better lives. I don't know if I can get any simpler than that. It's just um, I love the people around me. I love my friends. I love my family, and um, yeah, you guys are super important to me. And like for those of you know me, you know how much I just love. I do love life, and it's like again, it's not without its challenges, but even like going through those is when you're like just super grateful for what what you do have. And yes, so that brings me like that Danio management as an artist management going into Finding Danio, and basically um, brings us to now and me doing this. And again, like this crazy situation right now, and I'll be remiss if I didn't even talk about it at all with uncertainty and like but it's given me time to reflect again, to remind me of why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's just I love what I do, but the reality, no, but the reality is there's a lot of crazy shit that's going on that we don't know exactly what's going to happen with the industry that I'm specifically in with the music industry as an agent and manager. And I think right now is it's so important for us to be as present as we can be, because like we can't assume what's gonna happen, and it's just gonna just blow our brains out. I've been like for me, what I've been doing is I've been like really sticking to my own daily routine and just trying to keep working and just doing all the things I haven't been able to do. And this project is one of them. And also like working on a lot of the Danny management, projects and educating myself with a lot of things that I didn't have time to do to work on, and I'm super pumped for that. Um, but like um, as far as like the current situation with the coronavirus, man, it's fucking crazy how like in January, like I was just in Australia and I was with the guys in Cairns, and we were just joking around about all the garbage bags and bottles and on people's heads and stuff is and it's so crazy. It's unreal where we're at right now and what's happening in the world. Like super crazy, unprecedented times. But just I just want to remind like people watching in my community here, like it's just a reminder of compassion. Like let's not bully each other because people aren't doing the necessary things that there needs to be done. Let's educate people. Let's be kind, because we can't assume what's going on with other things and stuff. And but yeah, I don't really this like this webcast, I really didn't want to try to do too much about the coronavirus and moving forward. Like if it comes up, it comes up. But I want this to be more of a platform for us to talk about other life things. Um, I totally foresee us like lots of really fun conversations and catching up and learning about people and and all that stuff. So But yeah, like outside of like doing my work and my daily routine, I've been like, I think a lot, and it's awesome. First of all, I just want to say, like, haven't been on social media a ton because I really just didn't want to see a lot of the virus stuff and just a lot of negativity and all that kind of stuff. It just like gets to your head. I've been checking, like the news and just making sure that I am on top of like things when I need to be. But it's been awesome to also see a lot of positivity, a lot of people talking about their taking the time to learn, and I know like in general, a lot of my close friends are really looking at this in a more positive way, where they're working on music, learning, just obviously there is that stress factor of doing all that kind of the uncertainties and stuff, but I think for the most part, people are really taking the time to just do some good things, and it's a nice reset for everyone. Um, so big ups for everybody that's doing that, and for the ones that aren't. And I think it's the people that aren't having a great time on this. It's like like don't hesitate to reach for help or talk or and stuff like that to anyone, because we're like the thing about life is we're not totally all equipped and taught how to deal with challenges and stuff. And I think, again, going back to why I'm doing this is like, when I went through my shit and when people go through their shit, like they're not taught like how do you do that? How do you deal with difficulties in life, right? They don't teach you that really in school or anything, and you kind of have to learn from experience. And but here's the thing. I ended my Base Coast workshop a couple of years ago. Similarly, about how um, I can't say with exact same words. Basically, what I'm after is for like if if you want to be happy, or figure out how. Like go, like don't just say, oh, I want to be happy. Like just like we have so much resources, so many things that we can do for ourselves. And the second that we really start asking the right questions and doing something about it and taking that action and learning, educating yourself, and think of us as life students, like students of life, and finding out, like going to teachers, like going to friends, and actually like be very very mindful and conscious that you're gonna learn. You like even before you go through any difficulties, you know um and if you had gone through or if you are going through difficulties, like, like as far as um, like teachers and books and self improvement and personal development. There's so many things out there. You can find someone that might be just right for you, and you just gotta start and do it. And I think in touching base with like the kind of like the mental health issues and stuff, which has been was at Incon last year, and it's great that it's the conversation is there, and it has been a conversation in our community to talk about that kind of stuff, and I think it's really important. And man, like I I had my first panic attack when I was maybe in my late 20s. I had no idea what the fuck it was, and going through like life stuff and panic attacks and possible depression, and doctors trying to give you like depressants when maybe you're really not, but shit like that. It's like you start asking yourself like, okay, well, they, how, like what kind of things can I do for myself to do that, to like get better. And I think like it's I'm not saying that like it's just as easy as that, because it's just like people that are going through challenges don't necessarily see it right away. But the more people around that are trying, like that they see that they're actually doing some things about it, and I think it's important, like when you hear your friends talk about like, oh, I'm reading this or I'm doing that, and for other people to kind of hear that, I think we're all like influencing each other to try to different things. And if you're around like those kinds of people, I think it's great. I think you start asking yourself like, how can I make my life better? Well, you read this book, like you Google something, you YouTube something. We're in a unique like place in history right now where you can like Google anything and something will like come up and you can just like pick and choose what you can learn. And I think the more and more you do that, the more and more different skills and taking that and maybe taking taking that and actually practicing it, learning it and practicing it and doing it, like apply it to different things that you're actually doing. And if we put ourselves in a position where we're actually learning ahead of time, when those difficulties come, as challenging as they may be, we may have skills that are trying to actually like work on those difficulties better, you know, like challenges about just about anything. Like excuse me. Anyway, um, that was like a long sort of thing. But basically, at the end of base course, I said go out there and try to learn. Like just learn what you can to try and be a better person, to try to have a better life. Like don't just say like you want a better life. Like like think of it as your own like little project. And this is exactly kind of what I'm doing with Finding Daniel. It's my life project. I want to be able to like uh, uh, be surrounded by these inspirational people and learn from them, and use what like from their experiences. Potentially, I can use what I've learned in dealing with mine. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of like all my learning stuff. Um, what do we got here? Whew. Okay, I'm just gonna check to see who's here. If anybody's here. Oh, oh, hey guys. Yeah, Kansas was awesome. Hi, Beck. Hopefully, if you got time, I can have you on here. Like a bunch of you guys. Hey, Tyler. Anybody that wants to come on and just chat with me at some point over the next little while, I'd love to have you. I'm gonna figure out how to like hook up like the Zoom thing on this OBS, and we'll make that happen at some point. Hey, Ryan. Okay, yeah, and just totally like let me know what kind of different topics that you might want to talk about. I have like a shitload of different ideas already, and um, that I can talk about. Like a lot of people that I'm hoping to. Hey, Evan. Um, uh, yeah, just like talk with and have some laughs with and all that stuff. So, well, jumping in the deep end. Okay, I kind of just thought of this title. Um, Truthfully, I think what I was thinking about was my swimming. Like for those of you who don't know me, um, I am deathly afraid of drowning. I I am like I can float on my back. I can swim on my back, and basically, I've always been afraid of drowning. And it's just like the weirdest thing. I can't call myself a swimmer because I feel like if anybody threw me off a boat, I would I would drown. So anyway, that's sort of like a point where like jumping in the deep end is sort of like a metaphor that I thought of as far as like basically when I was flying back from Australia a couple of months ago, and I thought about this a bunch of times as well. Like just I have been wanting like to swim for years. I'm 47 years old and I can't swim. Um, and this is something that I've been wanting to do like for all my life. I've dreamt about it. I've had dreams about it, and the fact is, like, I just haven't like actually spent enough time in the water. Like, so is I knew it's just a matter of me going into the pool or somewhere to try and like um, to try and learn and just be out of my comfort zone to do it and to just eventually like learn. So when I got back from Australia, I went to our community pool here and basically got myself a membership. And before we had to be quarantined here, I was going a bunch. And I'm happy to report. Like, basically, I went in there to try to learn how to tread water. I felt like if I knew how to tread water, I'd be fine, and because well, I'd be fine, and I could actually survive, and eventually, like, at least as a start, anyway, to try to do that and then learn how to swim. And I'm happy to report that I was doing great. I was loving it. It was awesome. I was like learning how to tread water. It was freaky as fuck. I mean, there were points in the first couple of days where I'd be like swimming in the pool and like I could like backstroke or well, laps, and I get in like in the middle part of the pool where it's like super deep, and I can tell like when I'm looking up that that's where I am, and my heart would race, and I'd have all these thoughts about me, just like, oh my god, I'm in the middle of the fucking pool, and I'm gonna drown, even though I'm floating normally. And so for the first few days, I was still like I was feeling that, and the more and more I went, the more and more I felt less and like fear, but there was still fear, and it was still like really scary, and but I kept going, and I was actually learning how to tread water, and I was doing great, and I'm really looking forward to going back. And I think the metaphor here with jumping in the deep end is like there's no fucking way I was going to jump in the deep end in a pool knowing that I was going to drown. So in this particular case, like I think where I was getting with that is like, in life we have goals and we have situations where we want to do and all that stuff, like um, things that we've dreamt of and been wanting to do. And I think jumping in the deep end, it can be very, very scary. And for me, at least, this is like, again, this is my belief and my opinion. Is like if you're gonna jump in the deep end, at least like put yourself in a situation where you're at least somewhat prepared that you're not gonna kill yourself and drown. I may have some like other stories of people just doing it and being like totally fine in certain cases and stuff, and that's amazing. But like for me, I think you know there was just knowing that I couldn't swim, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to. I wasn't gonna jump in the deep end, but I put myself in a position where I was gonna keep learning, keep practicing, and trying to do my best so that I wouldn't drown. And then I'll jump in that deep end eventually, but like I'm gonna be as prepared as I can be when I can be. If somebody threw me out there and at least I want to be able to like fend for myself. And for this webcast, and very similar to Danio, when I launched Danio, when I actually started it, is like I didn't just do it. Like it may feel like it, like at some point. I think that's what happens too. I think people want to say they just did it. It's like maybe like people. I'd love to hear people like that have in similar situations like that about how they've actually jumped into something that they've as a saying, like I just jumped into it. It's like I don't know if like anybody really really jumps into it. I think we need to like at some point you've been like visualizing and envisioning and dreaming about what you were gonna do. Like with Daniel management, like leading up to it, I had my business experience and all the things that were like driving me to do that. I was already envisioning it, and then I jumped into it. But I like I knew ahead of time like that was like really what I was really passionate and wanted to do. And again, with the Finding Daniel, I really wanted to do it. And now with the webcast, I really want to do it. And I'm jumping in. But I've been thinking about all these things for years, and to be and but I hadn't been able to like actually initiate and do it. But excuse me. Um, yeah, that's my swimming metaphor. I don't know if I kind of like compared them, uh, said it the way I wanted to, but anyway, yeah, like I would love to hear for those of you that have kind of just done similar things. Um, you know, when people have done it, um, tell me about your experiences. Let's see what else is there. Wow. Hey, Carissa. I know you just jumped in, so I'd love to hear. Actually, love to hear about your experiences so far. Oh yeah, Evan. Like I think what happened with me being like super scared of swimming, I always think it's like um, a past life thing that somehow I might have drowned like a million of times or something because like, and I don't know, but like when I was in grade 8, I remember like in swimming in PE class, and I don't know how badly I was drowning, but I remember this girl that one of the girls in class ended up saving me and saving me from drowning, or like at least that was my memory of it, and I felt a little traumatized at this girl because it was actually a girl I had a crush on, and anyway, it's just oh my god, I was never gonna go in the water again. Yeah, and all right, okay, what is next? Well, I'm going through my list of things here, and I feel like I just been all over the place, and that's okay because this is my first, and I'm feeling less and less nervous. I don't know if it's the Bailey's, milk. Well, I'm still nervous. I'm not sponsored yet, by the way, but cheers, Tyler. Um, but yeah, so moving forward, like just jumping in the deep end bit, I feel like it's gonna be a bit of a common topic too. Like I feel like I in my head, and I hope that I can talk to some of these people about their experiences about kind of just pursuing something that they love to do and their experiences from it. Um, yeah, I just mentioned Chris. I don't know if you're up for that at some point, um, but yeah, I love watching my friends being able to do that when they decide to. It's not for everybody to be self-employed and to like just actually like take that leap and doing something. But when they do, it's awesome to see because I know I can appreciate how much fear and hard work and determination uh, that you need to have. Um, so I'm always interested in learning about those people because I think in our community there's a lot of us that are doing that, and uh, that are doing that, and like all those skills that you're learning, it's almost like boot camp, like because people that aren't self-employed eventually go through similar experiences and difficulties too. It's just like I think when you're self-employed, maybe you're just bound to experience a lot more craziness of challenges and stuff. But I think going into it, you have to be prepared and know that that's gonna happen. And again, going back as a broken record, like you got to give yourself the skills that you need to try to face those challenges and difficulties. So, but yeah, and moving forward, I love to talk to those people and really talk about personal development and self improvement stuff. When we talk about health and intermittent fasting, um, and like mind health, like meditation, and uh, yeah, like intermittent fat. Like on a side note here, I think two very important things in my life in the last like several years that have really changed my life for the better are intermittent fasting and meditation. And I'm excited to talk about that more in detail in the future. And it's again, it's awesome when I see people talk about that they're doing this and they're doing that. Like over the years, like all the things that I've been learning that I haven't been able to share, and I see people post about it. And I'm stoked because I feel like, oh man, I really wanted to talk about this, but I didn't because I'm a perfectionist that way, and I just didn't really have time to be able to do this. But I hear like friends who are like talking about this and that, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm glad that they don't need they didn't need me to talk about it, that they had somebody tell them. But I don't want to just be on the sidelines anymore. I want to be able to like actually speak about it and talk about it and try to like put it out there and be that soldier like those guys were, the people that are sharing. There are people that caring enough to share about like what's making them feel good and what they want to do. So um yeah, I want to talk to artists. So anyone out there that I'm gonna be reaching out to some of you guys and hopefully like chat with you on here. Lots of my friends and industry peeps, like I'd love to hear from you and talk to you about things. I also want to like in a couple years ago in Base Coast, I did a workshop called "The Art of Doing What You Love," and I've been meaning to put that on a podcast, but like even better now, I'm gonna do it on a webcast. So it might be like a two-parter that I'll just record and put on, or I might do it live. I don't know. I feel like doing a live thing is kind of cool because honestly, like the hardest like one of the hardest things about this thing and doing blogs and the idea that's kind of really I've resisted doing it to begin with as a perfectionist is like there's so much post-production work that needs to be done when you're doing it. And writing, I'm not like a major writer and it just takes me forever to write stuff and all the ideas, like I can't even imagine writing about all the shit that I've just talked about with you in like last 45 minutes. It's like crazy shit. But anyway, to be able to like do this live and just do it and be able to blah 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 and talk, I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be great because I can just leave it and put it out there and leave it for anyone that would want to see it and make use of it. Hopefully, help, and it's allowing me to express what I've been wanting to do, be creative, be yeah, and and be helpful and supportive of you guys. And I'm excited that that I'll be able to do that. So and anyway, I went off course there, but the Base Coast Workshop, The Art of Doing What You Love. I'll talk about more about the industry stuff and being an artist manager, working with artists. I'll talk a little bit more about being a perfectionist and an optimalist. Um, um, yeah, I had a really fun time. I didn't even get through um, the whole presentation on there, so I'll get a chance to actually complete the whole um, workshop and presentation. Thanks, Darby. I know he's probably not listening, but Darby just put me off course there at that workshop. Um, anyway, so I'm excited to do that and share with you more about like industry stuff too. I want to talk about what I do as an arts manager and a booking agent. Also, I think partly is awesome. I feel like I'm I'm also a small business entrepreneur consultant, so to speak, because I feel like as I'm doing this, I'm gaining experience more and more, as I've done in the past, like with the previous work that I've had. Is like I have a unique experience to be in small businesses and to be able to work with small businesses. And I love to be able to see small businesses uh, succeed. And I think, and that's kind of what the artist match for me. Like the artists are basically independent businesses that I've been able to work with and want to be able to like help them build their brand and their business. I mean, the sole purpose is to them. Danny Management is a collective uh, of 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 artists in the roster, but independently, I want to be able to look at each artist and work with them to achieve their personal and business goals, because they're all in different stages of their life, just like in every other business. And I want to be able to do more of that because originally Daniel Management was not specifically for musicians. I wanted to be able to help all artists and businesses, small businesses, and all that stuff. And I've been kind of doing some on the side just like to help out. But I also want to be able to do that more and more. Uh, depending on like what kind of schedule I have. So um, yeah, so I want to do more interviews with friends, and if there's anyone that you, and like I said before, like anyone that you like me to, um, actually I never said that. But if there's anybody you want me to talk to, or anyone on this webcast, like make a comment or something. Um, Jeez. Okay. What do we got? We're close to being done here. Uh, I don't think it's common for Filipinos, Carissa, as far as swimming wise, anyway. But maybe it's for the older old generation. Rebecca, I was actually like, Rebecca's comment. I'll never forget the day you came to our house to talk about helping those bookings. I totally remember that. It's funny that you say that because, like earlier today, I can't remember what I was thinking about, but I remember that memory of me driving up and us sitting at your house, and it was just like for those like I'm just gonna go on a little bit of side note here. On when I first started Daniel Management, Tyler is Tyler Sticky Buds is my was my first client, and going into it, he was gracious enough and we to basically like like we sat down and I told him like I don't have any experience doing this. You know, I love what you do. I want to be able to learn and help you out. And he was gracious enough to agree with me, and it was awesome. From that point on, we built this amazing partnership and friendship that's like lifetime forever, and I'll forever be grateful for that opportunity that he gave me, and like it's just so fucking awesome. um but J Pod was I saw J Pod and Tyler actually play together years ago when I first moved to Kelowna. I remember thinking, "Wow, these guys are fucking awesome!" And I like they were playing music that I hadn't really like heard of the way they were playing it anyway. So, so it's awesome that like of course the first two people that came to mind when I wanted to do Daniel Management was Tyler and J Pod. And at that time, um, yeah, I worked with Tyler first, and I was just like learning all the stuff. And then I think within the year, I finally like felt like I was like, you know what, I really want to help like I knew I wanted to help J Pod, but I got to a comfortable point where I went up actually and talked to him about it, and it was awesome that we were able to like actually um, talk through it um, and agree to work together. And the rest is kind of history, or not history yet because it's still an ongoing journey. So Thanks, Evan. Love ya. Uh, okay, so I think we're gonna try to get off here. Last thing, I wonder. Okay, I'm going into almost an hour, so I don't really want to do that. Like, but I guess let's send it off here. I wanted to try and call someone and figure out how to work this this thing, but I'll do that on my own time and not bother you guys with it. Um, so if you guys think that you want to continue in this journey with me, I think most of you have liked the Finding Daniel page. Um, and for those of you who haven't, yeah, give it a like and tell your friends, invite your friends if you're feeling up to it, and comment below and give me any feedback that you guys have on how I can improve anything. Please tell me because, um, yeah, for those of you that know me, like I definitely try to practice like not taking things personally. Um, so I would love to hear any feedback. And again, like what kind of topics that you guys you'd like to discuss and who you'd want me to talk to, etc., etc., etc. Um, but yeah, like it's Friday night. It's 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock in Calgary. Um, Want to wish you guys a great Friday night. I may hop on again tomorrow. I'm kind of just gonna do this on the fly if I feel like, because I want to like just practice as much as I can on this and um, get more and more comfortable and get these ideas out to you. Um, and for those of you that are hopefully listening can get something out of it. Um, I think that's it, fellas. Tor! Got you there, buddy. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Tyler, Evan, Carissa, Rebecca, Tor, um, Soren, I think was here earlier. Veda. Veda is actually like in the room next door. Love you. Thanks for all your support. You're an amazing roommate. One of my best friends. Sharpie, Shauna, Beck, love you. Oh, we gotta hop on a call and talk about some intermittent fasting. Yeah. Um, Steph, thank you. Hopefully, like look at that. Last night I was working on like, I'm trying to figure out how to do this thing, and my internet was running at 15 megabits, 6 to 15 megabits per second, and it was awful. And so it's running at 100 right now. So I don't know what I did, but I fixed it. But thanks, Steph, for helping me out. Adam, oh, Corinne, yay! Oh, and Nash, buddy, miss ya. And Kristen, miss ya, kitty. Um, okay, that's it. Love you guys so much, and until next time, bye.